as a teacher, you must know the method before you plan a lesson, right? Because every lesson has a scope of having different method of teaching. Different method will be best to teach that particular unit, isn't it? All the types of method and approach. But the issue is you should be clear about the two terms, that is method and approach. So first we should be clear about methods and approach, the concept of methods and approach. Interesting thing is, so we are beginning with the first method. Before that, we should be clear about the method and approach. How many of you have heard these words in daily use? What is method? You tell me, right? It is the it is the way of doing something. That is method.
Okay, sir.
I give you an example in cooking. You can cook something from different ways, right? You can
Yes.
prepare something using different ways. But approach is different. How approach is the way you look at something. You may be positive, you may be negative. It is the way you look at something. Now see the difference. Doing something or looking at something. Do you find this different?
Yes, sir.
Right? So approach refers to your direction. You are in the right direction or the wrong direction, your angle. You are whether you are positive or you are negative. What is that? Right? You got the answer? And method refers to the process, step by step process. Approach has nothing to do with step by step process. It doesn't follow that. It is just theoretical in your mind. Approach is in your mind, right? So, as I told you, when I discuss about curriculum development, I told you that we should first select the approach, right? In the same way, before going into the class and preparing the plan or before selecting a method, we should also first decide our approach to the language, right? How you look at the language, how you think about the language. So first you should select approach or method. Yes, then you should decide your method according to your approach, right? So approach is the way you look at the nature of language, the nature of subject matter, how teacher taught it to the students, the nature of something, right? Hence, you think about how the language is. You do not think about how I should teach the language. You think about how the language is. Is the language just full of structures? Is the language full of cognitive sentences? Is the language full of translation? What is the language? Right? What is language made of? The nature of language. Here you think about this in under approach. It depends on the nature of language and subject matter under study. There are examples are there, structural approach, situational approach, or communicative approach. They are in our syllabus. And as I told you, method is just the procedure, step by step method to be followed by the teacher while teaching a language. So there are when you find the method word in the direct method, bilingual method, grammar translation method, it gives you step by step process to teach the language. What? Approach don't give you the step by step process to teach the language, but approach gives you the idea that how the language is. Okay. So structural approach will give you the idea that language is made of what? Structures, right? And if it is a situational approach, it shows that language is made of different situations. And if it is a communicative approach, language is made of different types of communications, communicative situations, communicative competence. So you are clear about the meanings, approach, method, and technique? Approach is a set of assumptions dealing with the nature of language, learning, and teaching. Once again, you concentrate on the word. It is our thinking process, a set of assumptions about nature of language, nature of learning, how the learning is, how the teaching is. And method is the plan, systematic presentation of language using selected approach. Now, if you select the structural approach and if you select direct method, you will follow the steps of direct method, but you will teach structures, okay, using direct method. So you can select one approach and one method, and you can follow the approach and follow the steps of the method. Then the third was which can be confusing for you is technique. So techniques are small activities that you do in the classroom. If you see translation as an activity, so translation activity will be the main focus in which method. So all the methods have their some specific activities, techniques. They are called techniques, right? So if you combine so many techniques, it will become a method, right? And the method should be in harmonious relation with the selected approach. So I want to tell you the current Gujarat textbook about textbooks follow functional approach. Repeat the sentence. Current textbooks follow which approach?
Functional approach.
And current method is almost like direct method. It is not grammar translation method. What is current method?